Assalamu alaikum everyone, Aga Man here. अच्छा तो आज I am feeling very nostalgic. ठीक है, remembering my childhood and stuff. And I even brought out these four guys here, so I want to talk about them. And of course, not to forget Master Splinter. So you must be aware this is none other than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and of course this is Michelangelo, the teenager. This is Leonardo, the captain, the leader. This is Raphael, always challenging Leonardo's leadership. The angry one. He's not like Leonardo. He's not cool-headed. He's very angry. And this is Donatello, the tech wizard. I'll let you have a look. So yeah, I got these from this very special market we have in Karachi. वहाँ पे they have all kind of military equipment. So I went there to get some tasers, and but I ended up buying this on the first trip. So और भी जो एक और चीज़ which I found here in this country is that I found this. You may recognize this. This is compatible with Sega, Atari, Commodore, Amstrad, and MSX video game systems. I don't know a lot of them. I only know Sega, Atari, and well, that's it. So this, like, I was like, my year of birth was 1988, and this came out in, I think, 1992. So this is a piece of history here. 30 plus years old, काफी पुराना है ये. और एक शॉप में मैं गया, वहाँ पे मैं माइक्रोवेव लेने गया था, तो वहाँ पे ये कुछ पीसेस उनके यहाँ रखे थे, तो मैंने उनसे पूछा कि भाई आप ये कितने का दे रहे हैं, because I wanted to get this. It's very old. तो he said कि भाई ये इसकी कोई प्राइस नहीं है, फ्री है. So he gave all of these to me for free. So if you want them, let me know. I'll mail them to you. I'll bring them with me to Pakistan, and send them to you by courier. So yeah, piece of history there. So I was thinking maybe it would be interesting if I were to unpack this with you. So let's do that. One of the other reasons that I got this was that I am interested in flight simulators, and this reminded me of a stick that comes with a jet. So also, I'm a big fan of Top Gun, and I really enjoyed the new movie. So I just wanted to have this because, of course, an F-18 costs $30 million. तो थोड़ी देर के बाद लेंगे, अभी वो नहीं ले रहे. This was something that I got. Let's see. Going to pause the video now so that I can directly skip to the part where I open the pack. Okay, so I've managed to get rid of the plastic covering, so I'll open it with you. So this is there are some instructions here on how to set the operating mode selector, something at the bottom of the joystick. So let's see. First look, this divider, and it's sitting cozily. There's no styrofoam, no nothing, just this joystick sitting inside. So I'll just remove the packaging to this side along with these guys. Okay, so if you look at the pin, it's a 9-pin connector. This is what Sega and Atari came with, the 9-pin connector pin. This is a very long wire. I think it says here that it's a 6-foot cable with 9-pin connector, and it has 4 stabilizing suction cups at the bottom. तो नीचे जी 4 कप्स भी हैं इसके, और वही मोड सेलेक्टर है जो कि इन्होंने इंस्ट्रक्शंस में यहाँ पे बताया हुआ है कि आप A B C D, apparently there are 4 modes. A is for Atari, B is for MSX, तो C is for Amstrad, D is for Sega Mark. तो Atari, Commodore, Sears के लिए A है, तो प्रॉब्ली मैं अगर इसको खेलता बचपन में तो मैं A मोड सेलेक्ट करता, क्योंकि मेरे पास अटारी थी और बाद में Sega थी. तो it's a very nice ergonomic design. I've got really big hands, and I mean, imagine this joystick. If a child had been using it, I think it would have been very, very comfortable. So you place it like this, and it's got four directions of movement. So it's very limited movement, I must say. But it says कि four directions में move होता है, ज़्यादा move नहीं होती. से अपनी place पे move करें, right, left, and front and back is very limited. बहुत जो movement है वो कम है. अगर आप यहाँ से देखें, it's very less. और एक ऑटो मोड आप ऑन कर सकते हैं. जैसे आप ऊपर आप से शिफ्ट करें तो ऑटो फायर मोड है. दिस ऑफ कोर्स द ट्रिगर. इट्स अ वेरी nice piece of equipment. It does not feel cheap at all. I mean, in other reviews, I've seen people calling the body cheap. I don't think it's bad. It's very nice and feels very premium. So, of course, it was made in China even in the 90s, and it says QC passed. Okay. So I waited for a long time to open this with you guys. I was waiting for a chance to record the unboxing so that I could share it with you and upload it. And I've had this box for almost 2 months with me now. So I'd like to talk a bit more about these guys here. So what happened was like two friends, they ended up creating this comic character because they couldn't get jobs with Marvel or any other major studios, or they created a room in their home because they were uh, roommates kind of. They bought a home together, and the room, they called it Mirage Studios. They just pretended they were in a studio, and uh, they like to draw characters just for fun. And so they were trying to make something that would make each other laugh. And they started off, one of the younger guys, who was a 23-year-old guy at that time, he sketched a turtle, and he drew a character with, nunchucks. Basically, Mr. Michelangelo, that's what he would go on to be. And he drew Michelangelo with nunchucks. That's his weapon of choice. And afterwards, the other guy, he drew Leonardo with his two swords. Uh, the other guy was 8 years older than the 23-year-old guy. And so they ended up creating these characters. So then one thing led to another, and they came up with the guy Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they created a comic out of it. And it was dark. It had a lot of revenge sort of theme, which was common in the 90s. And the turtles, they ended up creating a villain called Shredder, and they killed Shredder in the first comic book. I think it was I don't remember the number of like the duration of the comic, but I just remember one thing, that Shredder, the main villain, was killed off. So, anyways, they created this comic. It caught on, and after that, this guy, this guy called Friedman. That's what his name was. He was looking for some intellectual property that he could license and from the world of comics, and then turn it into a toy, and go to and then sell it to a toy manufacturer. So he drove to these owners of the comics. He drove to them, and he basically told them he wanted to represent them and sell the comics. So the the creators, they agreed to their characters being sold as toys to a potential toy manufacturer anywhere around the world. And they gave him the global rights with one condition, that they would have the final say in any kind of creative decision that was made. So uh, this Friedman guy, he went to a lot of studios, to Mattel, to different stores, toy stores, and he went to toy manufacturers within US. But eventually, he went to Playmates. So I was like looking at the bottom of these characters, and I found, I don't know if you'll be able to read this. I don't know. I try to focus this. How do you focus this? By tapping onto the screen. Let's see if it focuses. But at the bottom of this Raphael, it says no, it's not focusing, but it says Playmates. So Playmates are the manufacturers. They agreed to manufacture these toys, but they got a set of consultants whose job it was to tone down the violence in the comic books and make it child friendly, less bloodier, more funny. They added more jokes, and also what they did was that they decided to come up with a cartoon series to make the characters popular. So they made a 5-part TV show on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and there's this very famous guy who created the theme song, and his objective was that you have to come up with a theme song that introduces the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So if you listen to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle song, which I'm sure all of you remember, then it tells the story of how these ninja turtles became mutants and became ninjas, thanks to Master Splinter and all. So there's this very nice documentary on Netflix. It's called The Toys That Made Us. Season 3, episode number 1 is about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and this is where I got most of my information from. For example, I got to know these toys are from 2012, and they keep on varying the appearance of the turtles in each successive season or adaptation of the cartoons on purpose, because Playmates, they want to be able to sell new models to people, all kinds of variations. And this is one toy that one franchise of toys that has a seemingly limitless life, because they keep on coming out with new versions and new appearances for the toys, and they add new villains, they add new gadgets for the turtles, new weapons, new challenges. It's very cool overall, and I'm very happy that I managed to get my hands on these turtles as well as these joysticks. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found it interesting, and goodbye.